Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the video, and behind me we have the 2025 all-new redesigned Toyota Camry. This one is the XSE trim level. So for the video we're going to do a full review as well as a road test and everything along the way that covers this vehicle. So when it comes to a vehicle redesign, it's going to spark controversy, right? Some people are going to love it, some people will hate it, and then some people will be kind of in between. What I do to decide if I like a vehicle is 1, does the color work for the car? 2, does the design look good? And 3, how do the headlights look? Because I think headlights really help just give that aggressive or nice sleek look to a car. This is called Ocean Gem. It's a new color for the 2025 Camry. So you can see they have a darker color for the previous generation, but it's like a lot darker. This is more, this pops a lot more in. You can see the color, so it's very metallic-y. And first off, I think this color definitely works for the new design of the car. Now you have some nice looking headlights on the car as well too, and then I don't know if they'll come in on camera, but this car also has some really nice daytime running LED lights by the headlights. For the XSE, you're going to get a paint matching honeycomb grille. You have these very nice black rims up front. Now this one is optionally equipped with the two-tone exterior option. So what that does is it makes the mirrors metallic black, and it adds this black metallic decal onto the top of the roof and goes all the way back towards the end. To complement that, you have a black spoiler on the back of the trunk lid and black wheels in the back. And then coming around back by the taillights and the trunk area is this black panel with the word Camry, and there's your XSE right there. Overall, the design is very similar to the previous body style from the side profile. It's just the trunk and some body lines in the front that really get the big changes on the car. But like I said, I really think that this new Ocean Gem metallic greenish blue was a home run for this new redesigned Camry. It complements the car very well. The two-tone, that's a great addition to help break up the paint and give it an aggressive look. So I am all for, so far, the redesign and just how this car looks. Everything came together very nicely. Now also new for 2025 is your powertrain. It still maintains the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, but Camrys moving forward 2025 and up are going to be hybrid only. So this comes in either a front-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive option, making out 220-ish horsepower, and then I think the all-wheel drive does about 235 approximately. Now with it being a hybrid only though, you can expect good throttle response, good gas mileage, and a quiet, smooth ride whenever you're out driving. Moving along the back here, I want to show you the trunk space too before we hop inside. You have a trunk release up by the steering wheel, one on the key fob, and then the trunk release is between the R and the Y here on the back trunk. That pops up. Really big trunk space on here. The seat releases are here and there. So trunk space is great. Now even though this is a hybrid, which that battery does take up more room, you're not sacrificing any trunk space, and you still maintain a spare tire underneath. And it's plugged under the roadside assistance kit. There you go. But yeah, overall, great trunk space, easy to fit a lot of stuff into. And like I said, the back seats do fold down. That's how you release them. And let's go ahead and jump on the inside now. All right, pull it into the shade now just so we can see a little better on the inside. Here is the leather black interior. And for XSE, have an all digital gauge cluster. XSE also gives you a larger screen. Wireless Apple and Android Auto is standard on the vehicle. As you can see, I have my iPhone paired up to the car. You have your climate temperatures here, Dual zone climate is standard, or you can have it match the passenger side with a push of a button. You have heated and seats and heated steering wheel. This is missing the package with the parking sensors, so it does not come with the ventilated seats, just the heated seats and the heated steering wheel. I guess here's the hazard lights, by the way. My only nitpick is I prefer the vents to be a little higher up towards the screen instead of down here. But everything else, it's a pretty nice looking interior so far. Push to start is there. And here's your automatic highlight. Here is your automatic high beams, trunk release, gas cap, interior lights, traction control, door controls here. And now center console, you have a big shelf right in this area here, 2 cup holders, wireless charging pad, 2 USB-Cs, 1 USB, standard automatic trans, Eco, Normal, and Sport. You have a brake hold, an EV mode, a parking brake, and plenty of storage in the center console. And steering wheel, you have more controls here and there, and we'll go over that here in a little bit. And then as for your second row, plenty of room back here. Me sitting behind myself, I got more than enough room with the back pockets of the seats here. I'm about 5'9", 5'10"-ish with shoes on, so very, very comfortable. Even if you wanted to slouch down a little bit and extend your legs, plenty of room. Same thing for that side. And you have a middle folding armrest with cup holders down there. So, just like any other sedan, back seats, plenty of room for what it is, comfortable. Could easily spend a lot of time back here if I was a passenger in this car. So, all good back here for the second row. Headspace is good too. You can see I'm not really even close to hitting my head at all. And if I want, like I said, if I want to sit more comfortable, I'll have even more headroom too against the back of the headrest. So yeah, overall good second row impressions and room. All right, switch over to my iPhone just so we can see a little bit better on the inside before we go out for a drive. Let's go over some of the features and the navigation for the controls on the car and some other stuff. So like I said, you have a standard digital gauge cluster for the XSE. You can see it has adaptive cruise mode set up on the car. On the right side is your digital speedometer. You see a little fuel indicator, and then you see a little thing that shows about half a battery full. I'll go over that in a little bit when we're out driving. On the other side you have eco, power, and charge. But if you're in the middle here, you can change your controls, right? So if I hold OK to change, I'm going to drive support, settings, notifications, nothing. And then you go over, you have fuel economy, eco score, EV ratio, navigation. I like to keep mine on the radio. And then for this, you can do tire pressure. Oh, actually, I got to go over. Tire pressure blank, driving support, adaptive cruise, driving info, trip A, energy monitor. So I'm going to go over that a little bit later as we're driving, but that's where I like to keep that for when I'm driving. And then on the middle, you see you have the lanes on either side for the lane departure. And you can change some of that again too, like I said. So if you go into settings, you can play with a bunch of different stuff. Here's all your safety features on the car. So this has Toyota Safety Sense, I think 3.0. A lot of your radar detections and stuff are going to be in here, such as your pre-collision with automatic braking. That's the lane departure alert. That's your blind spot monitor, pre-collision system. This is the proactive driving assist, which will gently increase the speed or hit the brakes. It'll give you a nudge if you happen to drift off of your lane. Now this works for either highway or for normal driving. That's rear cross traffic alert for that. Safe exit assist, road sign detection like speed limit signs, do not enter stop signs, and you can change some of the meter settings here too on there. So that's a brief rundown on that. Now moving on to the screen for the car here, I have my iPhone plugged in. Let's see what the standard stuff looks like from the factory. So with XSE, I think most of these have like built-in navigation, which will look like that. Next screen is your music setup, and you can do sources. So if you do radio, you can pick between AM, FM, and all that stuff here. Try to skip through a little bit. AM, turn your heart back to the main. FM. Next, if your phone's plugged in, it'll go to your CarPlay. And here's a couple other cool settings. So here's like your climate controls under vehicle. Change the options. Comfort, that's for like your heated steering wheel. Here's your trip information. Any vehicle alerts. Like your Bluetooth, your general info. You can change, like they said, the sound and media controls for how you want to tune the radio. Vehicle customization, how you want like the lights and stuff to turn on, and illumination, the door controls, climate, utility. So you can play with that. Software updates, apps, info, and security. All right, let's go for a drive now, shall we? We're gonna cut back and forth between the GoPro and my iPhone, which is set up on the very nice optional panoramic roof that comes on this vehicle. So we'll get some shots in between, and I'll give you some driving impressions as we head out and go over some of like the cool safety features on the car. The cool thing about the hybrid is your initial, if you're light throttle, your initial takeoff, like what we're doing now, is all hybrid battery to get the car moving, and then as you hear, the engine kind of comes on to assist when it needs to as you use more throttle. But with the hybrid, it's very quiet, it's very smooth. You know, you don't hear the exhaust or the engine as much. So you do hear the vibration stuff when the engine kicks on initially, but it's still very quiet. And another cool thing about the hybrid is you don't have to charge the battery. You don't have to plug it in to an outlet or a fast charger, because the car will charge by itself with the friction from the brakes. Now initially, since we're out on the road, the first thing you're going to notice behind the wheel, one is it's a comfortable driving position to sit in. Number two, visibility is very, very good. Out front, the hood doesn't bulge or stand in the way. You can see right over on the hood to where it teeters off. The side pillars are not too thick, so they don't block a lot of vision. I can see my mirrors perfectly fine. The blind spot zones are easy to make out with the mirror positions. Overall, I mean, not that the sunroof helps with visibility, but it gives you that extra reassurance. It just gives you that illusion you do have better visibility throughout the whole car. Behind me, rear visibility is good. You can fold the headrest down too if you want like an extra little bit of little better visibility on like behind the window, but other than that, it's fine. It's totally good visibility all around. For the ride quality, even though it's the sport model, I think the suspension is slightly stiffer than a non-XSE model. It's comfortable, it's smooth, and you know, we're gonna take some turns here just to see how it handles, but overall it's a comfortable ride to be in for sure. Coming up on our first little couple twisties here. I'll have the gas kick on a little bit too. Yeah, turn the wheel, point the nose, and everything follows. I mean, it's, you know, it's not going to be like a Porsche thing around these turns, you know, like on rails, but yeah, I mean, overall, just like any other car, you turn the wheel, push the corner a little bit, it does it just fine. Give you a little example of this acceleration as I go through this green light. Make sure we're through the intersection. We're going about 15 miles an hour, sport mode. It's good. It's good. Hybrid helps make it feel quick, especially from low speeds or at a standstill. And even if we're already moving 50 miles an hour, you go again like we're on the freeway. Yeah, still got really good pickup. So braking's also good too. With a hybrid, the brakes are a little more sensitive, I feel like, on hybrid vehicles. So I feel like you don't have to touch it quite as hard to really come to a stop. Although it also does weigh more too, but I feel like the hybrid brakes feel really good on the car. And then going on to the Eco mode here, we'll click on that. And that's the most conservative driving mode, smoothest, most fuel efficient drive mode on the car. Earlier in the video I mentioned there's an energy monitor indicator on the dash. And why that's important is because that mode allows you to be in full electric mode for a short period of time. The two contingencies are you can't exceed 25 miles an hour and it can't be hard acceleration. Otherwise, if you give it too much gas, this is going to happen. Accelerated, press too far. Or you might get another beep like that and it might say like speed exceeded. Right, so we're going to go back to EV mode, keep the throttle light, and we're still on full electric mode. This is good for a couple things. One, I'm in a neighborhood right now, so I'm doing like stop sign to stop sign driving to save on gas. Another helpful thing this is going to be good for is if like you're on the highway and all of a sudden you see a bunch of traffic coming up on your GPS, on your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you can activate that mode when people are, you know, moving slow and, you know, slow moving traffic, and for a duration of time you won't use up gas. You'll just stay on your battery on there. So we're at 21 miles an hour, 22, 23, still on EV mode, 24 and 25, and there I just exceeded 25 up to 26 and EV mode was deactivated. It's great for if you're around the neighborhood, driving around, want to save on gas, where you get caught up in some traffic, or if you're in like city driving. Either way, maybe even if you're in like a construction site or something like that, and you throw on EV mode, you know. So your battery is going to go down. That's why you keep that monitor on your dash so you can track as the battery usage goes down, and then you just go back to normal driving and charge it back up again. We're gonna jump on the highway a little bit here for this driving segment. Just wanted to just give you some impressions of what it's like on the highway and to talk a little bit more about some safety features in the adaptive cruise control. Most people are going to ride around on the highway if their car has the normal cruise control, and then if their car has the newer technology, you can get the adaptive cruise control. So what that will do is it'll slow down if you get too close to the car in front of you, and then it'll speed back up to where you have the speed set to. If you get too close to either lane, you're going to feel a little vibration in the steering wheel, and then the car is going to, if your drift is casual enough, it's going to nudge you back over into the lane for the lane departure system to activate. Blind spot is standard on the car. I think I've already talked about that. So that has that little indicator that lights up kind of oranges in the mirror when there's a car on either side of you. And what'll happen is if it's not safe to change lanes, that light's obviously going to indicate. Now, I have a car coming up on my left. I'm going to show you how the system also affects when you're trying to change lanes while someone's in your blind spot. So I have a car coming up here on my left, so as soon as I see the blind spot indicator come on, you hit the turn signal and the car will suddenly beep at you to let you know, hey, don't switch lanes, you got someone in your blind spot. So that's cool too. But yeah, the adaptive cruise control, it's a nice feature to have. I'm going to activate that real quick now. And there we go, I have it set to 68. And the car will actually, if you hold on to the steering wheel lightly, the car will actually steer for you too, along turns and stuff, which is pretty cool. And since traffic's built up again, here's a good time to reactivate EV mode, since we got a little bit more battery. I'm at a standstill right now, but it's going to inch up here shortly. But overall, when I was on the highway, for my short mile or so on the highway, it was smooth, it was quiet. I still felt like I had good power, even for being a hybrid. And yeah, overall it's just great. I was riding on the highways good. Alright guys, I think that's going to conclude my review of the 25 Toyota Camry XSE. I'm sorry if I didn't cover everything you wanted to see in the video, but I did an overall pretty casual summary of the car. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It's a great car if you're in the market for the new Camry Hybrid. It's definitely a great car in my books. Good daily, good fun little car too if you want something a little sporty as well, and you can't complain about 40 plus miles to the gallon. And it's a good looking car too, even if you don't have the same trouble level as this car. So Camry is a great recommendation. Safety, overall safety, affordability, good gas mileage all around. So great car. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, share, like, drop a comment, do all that good stuff. And as always, we'll catch you in the next upload. Take care, guys.